So I go whatever. I start having this sandwich, and this woman walks in, and I see this woman, and I immediately texted Erica, and I go, I don't know who this is that I'm looking at, but I just know from the way she carries herself or how strikingly beautiful she is. Just something about it. I'm like,
the fact that people were tossing petals.
Nobody was. And here's the thing. I was like, all I know is that this woman is super famous. That's all I said to her, right? And then she comes and sits down 2 seats from me because there's the only 3 open seats left are right next to me. So she sits down right next to me. And I'm like, this woman, and nobody else is paying any attention to her. They're not even looking up.
You're texting or on the phone?
I'm texting. No, I'm texting. So I'm just kind of like,
if you're just like, error. This is crazy.
Yeah.
She's 8 inches from your head.
Yeah. She can hear me, I think. So
I don't know who she is. Look up blonde.
Yeah. Kind of tan, stares at you when you're on the phone. So I look over and I'm just like, I don't know who she is. And she's like, she's probably somebody famous, whatever. So I go, yeah, because she looks young. I don't know. So then 2 minutes later, I take another bite of the sandwich. I look up, and who joins her? But of course, Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber. So that was Hailey Baldwin. That's who that was that I was sitting next to. And then it was like, you see Justin, and you're like, and then he's still walking towards me because I'm like, oh, but that means he's gonna sit right next to. So I'm gonna be next to the 2 most famous. Okay, so this is my lunch now. This sandwich just got worth it, you know? So
I gotta tell you, my first instinct, and I just know it because I played it in my head, is when he would go to sit down, I'd put my finger under it. I just try to give him a little...
say you molested him?
Oh, assaulted.
Yeah.
I mean, just a boom. Just a bit. And then if he reacts like, whoa, you scamp, we're best friends.
Yeah, and if he doesn't?
Then I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
And it's worth it. I mean, you know how many cigarettes I can get for a shit-covered finger?
Yeah.
Bieber finger.
How hard are you pushing up that you're going to go through jeans?
Hard.
Yeah, so...
he was wearing sweats.
He was wearing sweats. Yeah.
I know my beeps. I know exactly how he dresses.
I think he was
they were baggier than is fashionable because he's trying to push the baggy 90s.
Well, he was wearing a baggy hoodie too and stuff like that. But also she was like dressed like she was ready for the runway. She was instantly, going. He is like.
Is she? She looks really young though, right?
Not like
when I saw her, I think I saw her on the street with like no glasses or anything like that, and I was like, "Oh, you look like you're at your sweet 16 right now."
No, she doesn't look like
hard
Ariana.
As shit, dude.
She doesn't look like Ariana Grande, kind of like young, where you're like, "Oh, you look like a child," but she does look in her early 20s. Like she looks pretty young, yeah. Right. So I'm just sitting next to them, and I'm just kind of like, just observing behavior now. You know what I mean? I'm watching them order stuff, and
you're sniffing.
She's already been there a while. He's just kind of on his phone. I mean, if I'm being, I don't want to divulge too much about their personal life, because we're...
Divulge! This is a big scoop!
Yeah, but I feel...
Hey, this is only what you witnessed, and this was in a public forum.
What I witnessed, although no judgments about their relationship or anything else, is that he was both... There you go. There's the picture of us that we have together if you're watching
You
live.
look way more excited than they do.
Well, she was actually excited. She was very nice. So let me explain. I'll back up and do this. But that was just funny because I sent that to Alex just to be like, have this ready for the podcast. And she was like, is that Photoshopped? It looks Photoshopped.
Is that a cardboard cutout of them at Coachella?
He went to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. It just looks like you're standing in front of them, that exact amount.
I thought you were going to say Feeney looked like the wax statue version of himself.
Another one of my friends was like, I zoomed in for the to look up like Photoshop lines where it would be. I was like, oh God, you really don't believe
Seamless.
it. Yeah, so good. So whatever. So they didn't really say 2 words to each other the entire time. I think they were in a pretty
trouble in paradise after getting married after 2 weeks?
Pretty significant fight. But whatever it was, and he just, but I don't know, man. All I know is that whatever happened.
He said he was ski bopping and
whatever
shoe-booping,
happened,
right?
Whatever happened the night before, Biebs was not himself. He
was a rickety boy.
He looked a little
hobnobbing and jumping around.
A lot of a lot of washing the face, and a lot of like putting his head down on the counter and picking it back up, and a
lot of heavy
But also, here's the thing too. It's like I was thinking this. I go, maybe it's because like he's
on drugs.
He's arguably the most. Like one of the most famous people on the planet,
Yeah.
So the fact that he's been in this restaurant for this long so far without being like the Beatles level of people screaming, running at him. There's also like little girls in the restaurant too that just haven't seen him yet.
Yeah.
So a part of me is like, maybe it's him being like, just trying to like fucking keep his face covered.
Frantically, while also just having cotton mouth and trying to like.
Well, he was like eating super fast and he was like, you ready to go? Like he was like quickly like wanted
and
to
then gagging on the food because he wasn't
It was
hungry.
way too hot. Yeah, I mean, he looked a little worse for wear, as you could see in that picture. But she is stunning. But then, I talked to them afterwards, and they were.
Did you smell her seat when they left?
They were so nice. No, the security escorted me out. But they were, as I got my nose to it, I was like, But they were both super fucking nice people, man. Like I felt bad because you could tell, like she was. It was like one of those things where they had to be nice in public because they can't be assholes to anybody.
No,
because they're so famous. It's like, oh, this is the time they were a fucking asshole to me.
Yeah.
And I don't have they were assholes to me story.
It's a news story, dude. You should have told somebody that he grabbed your dick.
Oh, like can I start that rumor now?
You could wait. Pop up the picture again. Is there any? Yeah, you could say
that's his arm.
Well, your smirk looks a bit uncomfortable, so you can say it's because he's goosing you.
Yeah, well, he's goosing me while she's holding my dick.
Yeah. Well, you have a bent dick. It really dog legs right.
Yeah, it always tight jeans will do that to you.
That's when you want to make your Irish goodbye.